Hey guys. Hey, I'm in Safeway right now. I come to Safeway every day, and I'm not supposed to be here. I've already been asked to leave, but I set up my show like in the corner by the bakery because I talked to the manager. He said it was cool. We're like friends now. So I just have to confess something to you viewers. You're watching Tharp World. This is a show that we film live on location every Wednesday night at 8. You know, most every night at 8. And so today I've chosen my favorite place, though it is not technically, I mean, we're not really supposed to be here, but it's okay. It's okay for tonight. Tonight it's going to be quick, and I won't be here much longer, and the manager knows I'm here. It's cool. They're like, you know, filling the shelves or whatever. They're stocking the shelves right now, so hopefully, like, the boss won't find out. Anyway, so I want to share with you guys something really, really special that has happened to me over my spring break, which has been about 8 weeks. I haven't been doing Tharp World because I was doing research, a lot of exhaustive research on one of my favorite topics, and that is the cakes of Safeway. I went into Safeway one afternoon, and I went to like get some snacks or whatever, and I didn't really have any intention of having my life changed, but I walked past the bakery department and I caught a glimpse of one particular cake, which I'm going to start illustrating right now. It was around Easter time. And my mind was blown, my life was changed, everything changed in 1 second. I saw this cake. Let me describe it to you. I was horrified and I was mystified, and I could not see the world again in the same way. This is the cake I'm going to illustrate first. And to understand it, you have to see that, you know that there's like a water shortage. We're in a drought, right? We're in a drought, not enough water. Well, at Safeway, they're not in a frosting shortage at all. Like, the frosting is over, like they have too much frosting, and they're just loading the cakes down with frosting. These cakes I'm about to illustrate are not food. Do not eat them. Let them change your life. Let them just enjoy them and bask in their horror and their strangeness and their beauty. The first cake that I saw when I walked into Safeway in the bakery department, just like, you know, where we are now, it was Easter time, and I caught a glimpse of these strange things that were lining around the cake like a fence, and upon closer inspection found that they were Kit Kats all lined up here. They were lined up and they were encasing a mountain of M&Ms. Atop the M&Ms was Jell-O. Atop the Jell-O were Peeps, and it was just a mountain of sugar. But not just the sugar. The way the Peeps were arranged, the way that they were kind of just softly, you know, nestled upon the Jell-O, it gave me a sense of peace, and it gave me a sense of calm. And immediately all of my problems and the massive disappointment that life can sometimes seem like was gone. And thank you, Safeway, for making my day better. So that was so great that I went into Safeway again the next day, hoping to have the same experience, and I did. I had the same experience, except it was even better, and there were even more cakes to see. I mean, they keep making them every day. I mean, go in there and find out. I had no idea this was happening. I had no idea this was going on. So the Peeps, I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm not really supposed to be, I have to keep my voice down because, like, I'm disturbing the shoppers, I think. But I'm just going to do this because we have to tell the world how great the cakes are. We have to tell people that they can become very happy and fulfilled simply by observing the cakes. Don't eat them because you could get very sick. Even though it says dinner cake, it actually says diner cake, but I interpret it as dinner cake just because you see what you want to see. Don't eat them for dinner. You probably mostly want to eat them like late at night alone, maybe at 2 in the morning. Don't let people watch you eat them. It's obscene, and it's for, I don't know what it's for. I don't know who these cakes are for, but I know that they're for me. So they were covered in M&Ms, soft pastel colored M&Ms, like I'm drawing right now. You know, I will never be able to give these cakes justice. I will never be able to fully capture them, but I will do my best. So along with these cakes that I'm illustrating, I have my tarot cards here, and I have my phone. So if any of my viewers are watching and they want a psychic reading, you can call in and collaborate with me. If you've seen a cake and had a cake experience that changed your life, this is a safe place to talk about it. I know how hard it is to talk about it like in public or like with your friends or like you're watching the game or something and you really want to express when a cake changed your life, and you just can't. So here you can. And you can get a 1-minute free psychic reading, because I love to do that, and I have my tarot cards here at Safeway. I know, it sounds like a lot, but just trust me, it all works out. It all works out in the end. The cakes taught me to trust. They taught me to trust that using all these different kinds of sugary materials can create just a sculpture that brings the heart and mind into one beautiful, solid, like jello, into a jello. It's just a nice jello cake. So the peeps were just like hanging out on the jello, and the M&Ms were of a beautiful pastel colors, pink and blue and things like that. You know, you get the picture. And you know, this piece of art is available for purchase when it's finished, and you may just want to hang it in your home. If you've had a positive cake experience or a negative cake experience, you know, we should start a group, because there's just not enough time to really talk about our feelings around this subject. Earlier this week, I prepared this, you know, cake painting in hopes to put other cakes like on top of that cake to really try to illustrate the overabundance of Safeway cakes. And as I started to add sprinkles to the border, I gave up halfway, because I just stopped caring, kind of like the way they make the cakes at Safeway. But it says so much, and it's kind of nice, because Safeway just doesn't care. I mean, who are these cakes for? It's like an office party or maybe like a birthday party, but they care, but not that much. And so all these Kit Kats were arranged. And along with the beautiful Kit Kats, I took a Safeway coupon book, and I cut out all these great other things that might go really well with the cakes. You know, when you're eating them like alone at 2 in the morning or 3. A chicken, a nice roast chicken to balance the sweetness would be really, really wonderful. And then also some iced tea, or maybe some fried chicken. I actually realized I just put 2 chicken. Chicken seems to go well with the cakes in my mind. So chicken and cake. Safeway's awesome. 24 hours a day it's open, and I've gone in there at all hours of the day and night, and not just one Safeway, but multiple Safeways, because they start to get to know you and don't like it when you hang out and not buy anything. They don't like that. They don't really care that much, but I get some weird looks. And that makes me feel, you know, unwelcome. So then I just kind of hustle out the door, and with the pictures that I've taken and posted all over social media, which you can see. It's become quite an obsession over my spring break. It really has. So I'm just going to add a little dimension to the Kit Kats. If you can see, I'm just adding the shading to illustrate that they are indeed encasing the M&Ms, nestling them sweetly amongst whatever is under here, which I imagine is like chocolate and flour or something. I don't know. It's basically like, you know, $24.99 will give you like diabetes like instantly. So I love this. They're all on these beautiful trays that almost look like a piece of heaven, almost like if you were to take a chunk of heaven and place the cake upon it. They are shiny, and they kind of look like a cloud, but a golden cloud. And the reflection of the cake is exquisite as it sits upon them. They kind of look like this. I mean, when you see me do these cakes, you're going to be like, those are really dumb looking. Like, they don't even look, this is like really, are you sure this is what it looks like? Trust me. If you go in Safeway, you'll see. They do look like this. And then when you get up close to them, you'll see how much the lack of care, or maybe like too much caring is there. So there's the Easter Kit Kat cake with the M&Ms and the Peeps. That was a great cake. And now I want to kind of talk about the conversation I had with the manager. I went in there one day and I wanted to talk to the person that decorates the cakes, And the manager said she was on vacation, but he asked if it was my birthday, you know, and I said no, it wasn't my birthday. I think he was trying to sell me some cakes, and I like wasn't ready to buy one. It was kind of a hard sell, and I was like, I don't think so. And then I said, how do you come up with all the ideas? Like, who comes up with the ideas for these cakes? And he said that he did, which I think was a lie. He also said that they were going to be doing a lot of creative work with Reese's Pieces and licorice in the future, which they have done. I don't know, you guys. I think that he was trying to take credit for something that wasn't his work. But you know, whatever. I would too if someone was asking, and these are just gorgeous. So the next cake, actually, I'm going to go to my next favorite, which I saw, you know, a few days later, a few weeks later. Who knows? Who can keep track of the time when you're looking at the cakes? They're just timeless, all of them. This cake and this cake were baked at the same time. However, they cut them and made two separate cakes, which was saving materials, and that's always really good to do. The frosting is cheaper, I think, than the actual cake. So saving cakes, lots of frosting, overcompensating. Safeway's genius with you know, product saving and money saving. So that's why they can keep the prices low, I imagine. This cake, this half, became a creepy sun that looked like it was consuming a small dead animal. I know it sounds weird, but that's exactly what it looked like to me. That's how I interpreted it. Its face was jovial, frightening, with black frosting, tiny beady eyes, and just a smile that looks like a smile that was just so sinister that it looked like it sat on the other half of itself, which was reflected in the heaven-like tinsel that it sat upon. That's what its face looked like. And then, oh, I know I need to use this color to truly capture it. There were these pieces of frosting that came out like a balding man, like a comb over, sticking straight out of its head, or like a bad toupee. I couldn't tell what it was at first, but I imagine that I think it's a sun or some kind of a lion. The cakes are vague. That's why I like them. They're really up for interpretation. The frosting was used in a manner that was careless and just so haphazard, didn't care, kind of like the sprinkles. It's like they cared for a second and then the caring just ended, like 5 minutes into the project. That's what you love about Safeway, you know? They just do what they're gonna do. And you either eat the cake or you don't. You know that they're good. My brother actually said they're good. He's eaten one. And he said they're delicious. I am afraid of that. So this cake, I mean, it's some of the little rays of the sun were sort of dropping down, kind of leaning over. It was like a very sad looking sun too. I'm drawing it from memory, but I've looked at them, you know, over the course of several days to try to get them into my brain so I could depict them for my viewers as accurately as possible. And even though I'm in Safeway right now and it's totally, it's a little awkward, I know, but I will give you a psychic reading if you call. It's one of my favorite hobbies. I'm a semi-professional, certified Berkeley psychic, and I have a certificate, not with me, but I do have one. It's at home, and I can read your future, and I'm very, very good at it, I think, from what people have said. And so if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, call and collaborate. Call in. The number's on the screen, you guys. It's so easy. No pressure. So this sun ended up looking kind of evil. Oh, you know why it was evil? Because it looked as if it was chewing on a dead animal, oh, that's the weirdest part of this cake, was it looked fine, except out of its mouth hung this red piece of frosting that I had no idea why it was there. Why would they put it there? What's it about? What's it trying to say? And its mouth had like some yellow frosting. I think it was a mistake. Like maybe they just like, it just like dripped out. Like there's no frosting control, you guys. There's no frosting control at Safeway. It's just a free-for-all. So there was like a piece of white frosting on its face there. And then out of its mouth, I'm going to try to do this really as accurately as I can. I'm going to have to just like, it looked like this or like this. Like it was just like that. I'm like dripping red paint around. The use of frosting is completely haphazard. Completely haphazard. So whatever little kid gets this cake or whatever, office party they slice into it, someone, takes some home to their kids, or, someone's birthday happened and it was like, they're eating it all around like the water cooler and, talking about the game and stuff. This cake will be sliced up and forgotten, but we will never forget it. Ever. It's beautiful. Let's not forget to put its little like tinsel. See, the great thing about this cake was, oh God, okay, hold on. My ringer's on, but like, I'm gonna try to put on speaker. Hello, you're on Tharp World. We're in Safeway. Who's this?
This is Melanie.
Melanie, hello. Thank you for calling. Thank you so much for calling. Do you have a cake story for us? Hello?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Do you have a story about cakes? Are you watching the show?
Oh, I do. I am watching. I do have a cake story. My dad made elaborate cakes for me every year when I was a child, and my favorite one was a Big Bird cake.
Oh
and
my God.
To this day, like the pictures of this just blow my mind. It was really beautiful.
Oh my God. You had
all the frosting and everything.
Yes.
It was frosting,
yes.
fur, and feathers.
I love it. What a special memory. I think that when someone hand decorate, but it was done with care and it was done with like thought. And what can you describe it to me? I want to just like put it in my picture. Hold on just one second. We have an inspiring cake story and I really want to capture it. Okay, so to describe it to me, how did it look?
Okay, so I'm probably 2 years old.
Yes.
And the cake is Big Bird's head, so it's like this mustard, orange, yellow.
Yes.
And Big Bird has blue eyes.
I love it.
And a long kind of beak, but his beak is the same color as his feathers.
Yes, that's awesome. I'm seeing it. I love that it's just his head. I love that it's just Big Bird's head. And so like it's like this.
And I think
oh my God, I don't remember what it is.
Oh yeah. Bow tie.
There's a bow tie on him too? Oh my God.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm trying to capture him. I know he has like a lot of feathers around. Oh, he has a lot of feathers around his head. And he has a bow tie. And oh, this is really lovely. And this is right next.
Oh yeah, that's the perfect color too.
Oh, good.
And his eyes are blue and the bow tie is blue.
Oh my gosh, this is such a lovely memory.
And then there's, it's actually not a memory because I was 2. It's like a memory informed by a photograph.
But that's okay. I mean, with cakes, it's like, were they real? Were they not real? It's like, how do I know? You eat them and then they're gone.
I know, exactly. And then I'm in a sugar coma.
And then you're in a sugar coma? Oh my
Maybe.
gosh. He's so sweet. Oh my gosh, it's so sweet. I love him.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that looks great.
I love him.
Yeah,
and he's right next to
Big Bird has thick eyelashes.
Oh, yes. Oh my God, I can't even keep up with the details. Okay. Gotta get the eyelashes in there too. With cakes, it's all about the detail. Oh, the remembrance. And then he's just sweet. And he's got like, and right next to him is like a nice bottle of iced tea, which will go great with the cake and a fork.
Oh yeah, that's good.
That's just perfect. And like the frosting has to be depicted in kind of like lumps and clumps because it's not a perfect medium. It's not a perfect medium.
Right. Well, and you can, if you want, you can make like curly, feathery texture on Big Bird's head.
Oh, thank you. I will do that.
It's kind of his fur is kind of funny. Well, it's feathers. It looks like fur, but it's actually feathers.
Yeah, they're very fine. It's almost impossible to accurately capture that with frosting. But anyone who attempts it is a brave soul. Oh, he is really cute. So that's a beautiful cake, and it'll go nicely with the Safeway cakes. I think they're all going to get along.
Yeah.
I think they're all going to get along.
And it fits well with this little chickadee cake at the bottom.
Oh, yes. These are like his friends.
Cake.
That was an actual cake I saw. This is Jell-O. It's Jell-O. It's shiny and it's gelatinous. It's hard to capture, but that's what that was. It was the cake that changed my life. That was the cake that started the obsession, and it's just a never-ending. I mean, I don't know when it's going to end. It's like it took my mind over and changed my entire view of the world. So thanks to that cake.
View of art, yeah.
So would you like a psychic reading? It comes free with every collaboration. Okay, awesome. So what I want you to do while I shuffle these cards, and I'm going to set up my little psychic station here in Safeway. I have my magic here to just get ready. This is a little noisy, but the people of Safeway, this is Berkeley, so they don't really care that much. Okay, so think of your question and think of it and keep it and focus on it. I'm going to shuffle the cards and draw 3 of them, and then we're going to start the timer. My producers are very strict about the timing. They will cut me off, so I'm going to, the question needs to be concise, and it needs to be with an answer that can either be easily answered. Nothing too convoluted. It has to be very, very clear in your mind, and then I'll answer it for you. So think of your question. I'll shuffle the cards.
Am I saying the question out loud?
No, don't say it out loud.
No? Okay.
Don't say it out loud. Don't tell me what it is. And
okay,
so I'm going to shuffle, and we'll start the timer soon. Okay, we have a great caller. Great caller. Such a sweet caller. Lovely memories. Shuffling the cards here. It's about to get really, really psychedelic because this experience of getting a reading from a certified psychic is different than getting a reading from someone on Telegraph who may be very good but doesn't have the licensing that I have. I have a certificate. So
I'm so glad you have the licensing.
I know. It just makes it so much more accurate.
People a lot more about the whole
Oh God, yes. Oh God, yes. Yes. Because some people can sometimes be very, they just don't believe in the powers. So anyway, I've shuffled the cards, and I'm going to draw them, and then we'll start the timer. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Question. Nice question. Here we go. All right. I see the moon. And the lovers. And the Page of Cups. I see a lot of indecision, but I see a choice to be made. It's relationships. It's relationships. There's a naive sense going on here. There's like a childlike, kind of self-centeredness happening, but with someone that's in your life. There's a lot of vagueness, and there's a lot of confusion. The moon indicates that. But the lovers, you're choosing something. You're making some kind of choice, and I think it's between 2 people or 2 situations. But I'm seeing that the Page of Cups is showing me that you have to go into it with more of a kind of a sense of innocence, you have to be more in for yourself. Choose for you. Don't think of what other people want. Choose just for yourself. The moon indicates